Okay, I think I fixed it. Annoying. Gotta love streaming. God, I hope that. Right, hang on. I need to go do a couple things. I need to first. Okay. Wow, that was 10 minutes of just like setting up a stream and hoping it works. What a great way to spend time. And now for the moment of truth. Will it lag still? Because if it is lagging still, I have no idea how to fix that at all. It looks like it's still lagging. That's great. We love streaming. I don't know how to fix that at all. I lowered the bitrate. The bitrate is, I think, as low as it can be. And then I put it on like I don't know. I've done most of what I can with this. YouTube is saying the stream health is fine. I'm gonna go with what YouTube says. So anyway, yeah, what I want to do is this street here. I want the streets to be a little bit wider. Did I delete all the buildings? Oops. And then I kind of want these like little midsections here where it splits off into other streets. I also just want some kind of park as well. So I want like maybe a few streets, and then I want a like park bit in the level. Almost reminiscent of the stage like beforehand. But I could put like benches and things like that into the park, which might look nice. Never know. So yeah, this is the idea with that. So there's like a middle section here. As you can see. And then I can just copy this. And boom. We have like a nice midsection. And I should be able to now just grab you. And you should still fit in there. You're a little bit... Okay, you're a little bit too wide. I put music in here and it's only giving me like the creepy songs from... There we go, that's not creepy. Alright. Ah, that's much nicer with like a wider street now. Good idea. Okay. This looks a lot better. Let's move this street light in, because... Oh, do the street lights Oh, they would go on the outside, I think, right? Because they're for like the roads. So they would kind of go on there like that. Yeah, that looks a bit better. How much spacing do I want between? I don't want to use too many because then everything will just lag. Okay, kind of like that. Let's load that up. Yeah, that's nice. Ah, this is looking better already. I love this. Right. Seriously though, if anyone knows how to fix this frame rate issue, would be much appreciated because it's driving me a bit insane right now. Okay. Right. Something else I'm gonna have to like fix is I don't really want to have just like a big brick wall here. It's kind of just to almost barricade it off, but obviously at some point you will have a jump height that will be able to breach this. Some characters might even be able to already. And I don't want to just add a big invisible wall, so I'm going to need to think of some way to add a like boundary to this level. Because currently I don't have a lot of ideas with what would actually be the boundary. Let me just check real quick that... Okay, I think the music was too loud. Well done. All in time. All will be fixed in time. Right. Let's actually get back on to doing this. So yeah, I want some better way of blockading level. I mean, in theory, like another idea I had was you would be able to go like inside the buildings. Like that was one of my other ideas was, I don't know, just, you know, being able to go inside the buildings and that would be the level. Like this would be the street bit here and it would all be barricaded off on the corners. But you could go inside the buildings and stuff, but the way that the enemies are like designed to move just makes it so they do not have a good time exploring buildings. Because they don't actually have pathfinding, they just kind of go towards wherever you currently are. And that's just for performance reasons, because having 30 or more enemies all doing pathfinding, that will lag a lot. So it really is... I wonder if I've got a frame rate setting somewhere set to be like... I have the video frame rate set to be 30, but I doubt that's the issue. It looks a lot lower than 30. Like, I'm just really not sure. I mean, my internet provider has been just, like, terrible lately. They just really don't like to give me good internet, apparently. I have this thing in multiplayer games where the game will just kind of freeze up maybe every 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And it is always, always as I'm about to like either get a kill or something like that, and it will always just freeze up. And to be honest though, that issue has not just plagued me on like this internet, it's just been this computer. I think something's up with the Wi-Fi card or something because it is just horrendous. But yeah, again, this level's one of those ones where I really don't know what to do with it. I don't want to come back to it later. That's not something that I want to do. I want to kind of get the bulk of it done. But again, it's a little bit annoying. There we go. But then again, I don't want it to just almost be like a maze of streets. Maybe that would work for a level. I'm not sure. That might not be the worst idea in the world. To have, like, just to literally copy and paste this several times. That's not a bad idea. I don't mind that. It's probably one of the better solutions out of this, but it loses the verticality that the original level had. That was like hang on. If I show the original level, oh, that's the same one. If I show the original level, it has a lot of verticality and stuff, and I didn't want to just have another rooftop level, but I think the whole gimmick of it being on a rooftop is what makes it like stand out almost, because not a lot of the other levels have this verticality. And if I just make it a street thing, then it kind of loses that. It just kind of I don't know, it just kind of becomes just another level where you walk around and do nothing. So maybe, yeah, maybe the street idea, it's not the greatest idea. I don't know, maybe you could like climb up and get to the rooftops or something, but I don't know. It might just be better to just have it still be on the rooftops, but be a different layout. Because at this point, I'm not seeing the street level going as far as, you know, the other level did. It's just going to be more walking around and, you know. And the whole gimmick with this level is the launch pads. And you can't really use that on this. Unless I get like a little bit more abstract with the... I could get a little bit more abstract with the level design here, but again, the enemies run the risk of not being able to pathfind it properly with their current abilities. You know, I have that issue. Because I was thinking maybe the buildings kind of have parts that stick out that you can jump to and things like that. But the issue with having parts that stick out is when the enemies climb stuff like this, because I had issues before, it was mainly just bridges. When you have something like this, you can gather a bunch of enemies up down here, stand here, and now they can't climb up and get you, because they don't have the capabilities to go around. They literally just head straight towards you, so they will just get trapped. I mean, how that benefits you, not a clue. I was thinking here maybe, you know what, maybe that's not a bad idea for the levels to almost have this weird abstract thing to them. I don't mind that. So you know what, let's... you know what, I actually like that. I was just shitting on that. I was saying how that's such a bad idea. I like it. That might be the solution to fixing this mess of a level. So let's do that. Let's copy and paste this. I'm thinking... Is that all of it? Yeah. I'm thinking all of this gets copied... oh, miss on that. I'm thinking this gets copied It's always annoying to try and copy this. Copied like this. Let me see that lines up. There we go. Cool. So I'm thinking this goes this way, and then actually we could probably just do that and flip it. Yeah, that works. So this goes here. Make that actually line up. And then another one here, just to give the level a little bit more room. Again, my goal with this game is to try and not go overboard with the size of the levels. One of the final demo updates actually made a lot of the levels smaller because for newer players it's a bit overwhelming. So especially since this is only the second level, I don't want to go too overboard with it. But there we go. We now have this. Okay, let's slap the buildings in. So let's put this one here. But like I said the other day, a lot of the core programming is pretty much done. It's just content that needs making at this point. Content, bug fixes, maybe some localization at some point. That depends if I can find it in the budget. If there's a need for it, I'll absolutely go for it, but I'm not too sure. Because I don't want to. I don't know. There's a bit of controversy around ChatGPTing it. My opinion on that is it might not get the nuances of different languages right, especially in regards to things like comedy. I think it struggles with comedy because a lot of jokes might not translate well between languages. I saw another guy made a game, and it was like a comedy game, almost like a Stanley Parable kind of thing. And a lot of the jokes that he translated did not hit right with, I think it was a lot of Chinese players. And that's purely just because of the translation. And it got a lot of negative reviews being like, this game isn't that funny and things like that. And I just don't want to run the risk of things almost being like lost in translation in a way. So that's why I probably won't just use AI, even though that's like, you know, in my situation, probably one of the easier things I can do. Okay. I like this size for the level, especially if there's going to be a bit more, like, God, I can't speak today, bit more verticality to it. It does help. So let's put, is that in line? Looks like it. That's a bit too much over. You know what though? Overall, I think this stream's definitely gone a bit better than the one the other day. Even with that frame rate loss thing, I haven't a clue what that is. It's definitely something to watch out for. Right. Let's make this a bit longer. Let's flip that round there so I can size it up. Again, I should probably go into Blender and fully model this out, but with a level as simple as this, you can just like use blocks mainly. And I'm not the best person like art-wise. Like most of the models in the game I've made myself. Some of them are just free models online. Like a lot of these models I've textured myself, but I haven't actually modeled, or like I've used them almost like a base for models. A few of these I've modeled. So I've modeled this one, kind of modeled that. I mashed like a few models together for that one. this one I made, this one I did, and this was like a teardrop that I was like, oh, I could just make that like almost like a volcano. The characters obviously aren't mine, because that's a whole other thing. I did animate most of the characters. Some of them still use their like defaults, but most of them I've like redone the animations for. Now it's trying to decide what on earth do I do with these corner bits, because I might be able to just get away with just doing this. I wonder, can I get away with that, or does that look weird? Doesn't actually look too bad. It might look pretty bad, like wrapping it around a corner almost. Let's see. Luckily there won't be any Z fighting here, hopefully. Yeah, cool. I mean, if I have these at different heights, it might look okay. It still looks a bit, it still looks weird, right? Like I'm not entirely sold on that. I don't think I'm entirely sold on it. I do need to. Right. I don't know. It looks fine. It'll be one of those things where I will. The future me is gonna have a very, very bad couple months because I am probably gonna just assign this to shit I will fix later. Because although I do need to stop doing that because like I said, future me is not gonna have a great time with any of this. I do like when you look up, I love that like shine, but I mean that's not really, you won't see that shine in the moonlight. You see it during the daytime. It's pretty nice. But if the level theme is nighttime, which I will try and get, is that? Yeah. Oh no, oh that it's actually way cooler at night. Holy shit. This feels like, I think the level might be too big now. This feels insane. Although it feels a lot better. The streets being wider, that definitely helped. I think that definitely helped. I'm currently just looking into the frame rate issue because that's pretty annoying. It's not great. Didn't do it a couple of days ago. No clue why it's doing it now. Something I always do when I'm making levels or anything like that, I lose my sense of like scale on how big the player is compared to the level. So when I load the level, everything looks huge or everything looks insanely tiny. I think this level might be having the issue of everything looks huge. I'm not sure how I feel about. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I can just have something like this. And then if I grab the almost like concrete material, I can put it underneath. Oh, that's okay. That's good. That's a good idea. Right. And then we have a launch pad here. See, I do have these green launch pads, and what these have is this little ball here. And I can move this ball to wherever I want the landing zone to be. But I do remember these being very buggy, and I didn't actually end up using them properly. We'll go check it out. Yeah, the issue with these was if you move slightly, that's it, you know? If you move slightly, you've completely thrown off the arc and it will not land you where you want it to land. Like, they're just insanely unreliable. So I ended up with these, which you kind of dictate a strength they should be. Let me do something real quick. Just so I always forget to do it. You can turn off the intro animation and then just kind of like... There we go. But it's very hard to gauge how high the player will go. Okay, so 4,000, let's try 4,200. It's just it's on and off. Yeah, that seems like a good height. A fun thing as well is enemies can actually use these, so a lot of the time when you're running away, they will follow you up here, but they don't know how to actually aim for it. And the new spawn system works, so they spawn up here. Very cool. I'm gonna quickly get a... God, I never forget. I always forget where I actually put shit. I'm very bad with organizing my folders. Let me just slap this here. I fucking crashed it, didn't I? I forget, you need more than one, or they fight over it. Oh, boy. So while I wait for this to give me an error message, which I hope it does, it should. Yeah, so the issue with these chest locations is so there's two things that will always spawn in a level. The weapon shrines will always spawn at the closest like chest point to the portal, so they will always be in front of you as soon as you spawn. So you can always get a new weapon at every stage. You don't have to spend time looking for it. And then something that spawns in, it tends to be the furthest one away, but it can be any, is the boss spawner that will spawn at the furthest one away. Fun fact though, if you only have one of these in a level, it just crashes because it doesn't know which one to spawn. I'm probably going to have to restart Unreal Engine. Fucking perfect. Sometimes it'll throw up an error message, sometimes it won't. Today it has decided not to do that. Brilliant. Gotta love it. Because sometimes it's like, oh, you've just done an infinite loop. No, it doesn't want to do that today. Brilliant. Time to reload this entire thing then. Oh, I'm so tempted to just go play some Team Fortress. This is like really annoying me. It won't even close. It won't close anymore. It's just like... there it is. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Let me load up Unreal Engine. I should have a fucking technical difficulties scene in this stream thing. Because holy shit, does something just completely fuck up all the time. And today it's decided that Unreal Engine's gonna crash. Which, you know what, I should like have that anyway because Unreal likes to crash every 2.5 minutes. Okay, thank you, Unreal Engine, for giving me such a lovely experience. No, I'm like half joking. Every software I've ever used always has a crashing problem all the time. That's just the nature of, software in general. Apparently, it's just being completely unreliable and crashing, which it shouldn't be for something like, fair enough, Unreal Engine's free, but I have the same issues with Photoshop, and you pay for that shit. You spend real money on that shit. It says dropped frames 25%. There is nothing happening on screen. There is 2 frames, one where I'm speaking and one where I'm not. Alright, is Unreal Engine open now? Okay, we are back. Let me open that level and see how much progress we lost. I mean, I save all the time, so hopefully not a lot. Oh, you're joking! Oh, never mind. Oh my god. I saw this and I was like, oh my god, it deleted everything. I was like, oh my god, no, we're just up here. Everything's saved. Oh my god. I was thinking as well, I was like, I swear to god, I saved. Okay, we're fine. Panic over. This jump pad looks weird in the middle of the road. But who gives a shit? Not me. I don't... I mean, I give a little bit of a shit. Before I do anything, I am gonna shut down a few of these so I don't run into that same issue, because wow, what an annoying crash. I should definitely put in some prevention for that crash. And you know what, I will at some point. Probably, the thing is, until I have 2 monitors, I really don't want to do any blueprinting on stream, because what it'll end up being is I instinctively close the blueprint window, and to get that to pop up on stream means it has to be open all the time. Until I find, a better way of doing it. Alright, let's see if it crashes this time. It shouldn't. There we go, look at that. And there's the sword shrine, which is in the ground a little bit. Why is it in the ground? Why is it in the ground? What is going on? Is the nav mesh? Oh! I probably fucked up the nav mesh. One sec. I definitely fucked up the nav mesh earlier when I was adjusting it. Let's set it to like 100. Okay, that covers most of the level. Set it to 300 this way. And then 200 this way. And flip that shit around. Okay, that explains a little bit more then. If I... Yeah, there we go. Boom. It was because I moved the nav mesh. Don't do that. Okay, it seems that the spawning works a little bit nicer now. Cool. Launchpad's gone because I didn't put one there. Ah! No collision under there. Fixed? Yes, cool. Very cool. Alright. But yeah, the sword statue thing will always spawn right next to here because, again, I want you to be rewarded with a new weapon for completing a level. So I just thought putting it immediately where you spawn is probably the best idea. And also, people tend to miss it a lot. Shit never used to glow until very recently. Because I'm kind of hoping you don't miss the glowing... You know what I mean? The glowing statue. But yeah, shit never used to glow. A lot of shit now will either, if it's important, like the chests, if it's a boss chest, it'll probably be on fire. Do you know what I mean? Just to kind of be like, it's important, do something with it. I just realized this. I was thinking, what song is this? This is from fucking Helsing. I was seriously thinking, like, what song is that? I love the Helsing soundtrack, but I don't know why that's in my streaming playlist because that's definitely not copyright free. 100%. I think we've got less. No, you know what? We've got more done today than yesterday because yesterday I like spent an hour just trying to place. I think it was an hour and a half, 2 hours. Can't remember. Placing props, and I kept getting insanely distracted. But look at this. We've basically made the start of a level. Again, I still don't know what to do with these corners here. Let's see how it looks if I just slap a fucking building there. Look bad? Little bit bad. This reminds me of like GM Big City or some shit. You know what I mean? Right. It doesn't look that bad. It's not the end of the world. What? Yeah, that's not the end of the world. I could probably mix it up a bit with some variations of color on the buildings. That could probably help a little bit. This looks terrible. Oh no. It's because you can't see the sky or anything. It's like you're in a big... Maybe this is fine. Oh, you know what? I have a slight idea. How do... I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, the daytime theme definitely does not fit this one though. So which one's the... This is the... let me find which one's the daytime one and just remove that. Okay. Oh, bless me. Right, I think it's this one. We'll remove this. It looks better as a nighttime one, anyway. That's a little bit better because you can't really see, well, anything. You know what? That instantly makes it like so much better because you can't see anything. I like that. This music is so loud again. I really need to... I'm gonna make like a proper streaming thing that will normalize all the music and everything because it's annoying having to change the music volume every so often. I also want a more organized... I want a more chill soundtrack. Not the fucking Meet the Medic soundtrack in the background. It's not always great. Okay, I'm enjoying it now a little bit more now that you can't see how bad the level looks. That's always a plus. It's always a plus in my books. What was it? Was it 4,250? Was that the? I can't remember. Woo! Yeah, it was. Okay. 4,200. It's a little bit. See, 50 less will be too low now. God, that deals damage. That works. God, whatever that song is, I thought that was like someone honking their horn outside. It's the Rivenholm song, I think. Brilliant. I really need like more chill music instead of like horror music. I think my only issue now with this is that you can't see when something's a dead end. Although they're not that. If it was like you've turned 3 corners and something and now you're at a dead end, that makes more sense. But to be honest, it's not too bad. Although I think we've fully closed everything off now. Now all that's left to do is invisible box on the ceiling. Yes. Because people really like to escape these levels. Like, that's like some people's favorite thing. Block all. There we go. Did that? Oh, I couldn't even see it there. What the fuck? Okay, that increases too slowly. 1,000 by 1,000. I can't even see the edge of that. What? Oh shit! 100 by 100? 100 by 100 seems to be it. Why was that? Okay. I don't understand that, but. Alright, and then we'll set this to like 100. Just make sure it has some thickness so you can't clip through it. Cool. So now if you have 1,000,000 moon boots, you're still not getting out. Let's test it actually. Let's give myself too many moon boots for one man to handle. What's it called? Moon boots. We shall pick up maybe like what's a realistic, well, I always say what's a realistic amount for someone to have. I've seen people collect like 200 area rings. Alright. Are you joking? 36 wasn't even enough to touch it. That's a bit... Alright. How many is this? This is 60. Alright, we hit it. Cool. Cool. That's all I wanted, really. Right. What is next? I think next up with this level is having some of more verticality bits. And to do that, I kind of wanted some like mini platforms to jump along on the side. Although I am gonna just place a player character down just so I can know how, like this the size difference. There we go. Just so I can kind of imagine in my head how far away these are supposed to be. And I completely removed the grid snap. We're also just going to get a bit more abstract with it. I think what I'm going to do later on, or like if I can even figure it out, is have a better building material. Because I like the texture, I just don't like the world alignment with it. I'm wondering if I could change it to be more object aligned. But that's something. It's something that's not gonna really take priority right now, anyways. So I want a way to jump across that. Maybe something like this. Maybe. I think that's a fairly easy jump from there. And then this part can like lead somewhere else, maybe. Let's find out. Let's remove you, because fuck knows what kind of conflicts that'll create. Yeah. You couldn't make this jump just normally, but most characters have some kind of movement ability. Although I think the knight will actually struggle quite a bit on this level, just purely because his dash doesn't go across. Well, his dash goes across, but his dash goes down. I don't know what that sound means. I really need to figure out what that sound means. I don't know if you can even hear that sound. I hear like a ding sound, and I can't figure out what it is. I don't know. Okay, so I like the direction this level's going now. I was like like when it just looked like this, God, I was like, oh, this level's going to be awful. But I'm restoring a bit more hope in it, that this level can still be a platforming level and not, not be so focused on just running around the floor. It's almost like a safer version of the base level. Because in the base level, if you mess up a jump or something, you fall to your death, whereas this has you fall to the ground and have to get back up. Which I do like more. So my idea, by the way, was another launch pad here. Which is floating, because this apparently is all one off for some reason. There we go. Okay, great. I love that. Right. So yeah, my idea is this will bounce you up to like almost like another. So many motorbikes outside, oh my god. Yeah, so it'll bounce you up to like another, almost like another floor bit. This is like a trust the process kind of thing, because this looks like god awful right now. These buildings even? Yeah, they do line up. Okay. Cool. Right. It seems like the frame rate loss is fixing itself. What is that noise? Can anyone... I need to like... I'm gonna have to check over the stream to see if that noise is like appearing in the stream. But that is the most annoying sound I've ever heard. Genuinely, that's like... Hang on, I'm gonna have to go just quickly have a look. I can't figure it out. But anyway, let's get back on with the level and let's figure out maybe with this stupid jump pad, whatever your first guess is wrong. Every single time. You cannot, because 2,500 will be like insanely high. Oh no, that actually worked. Brilliant. Awesome. So we've got another bit up here, and then we will have another bit here. Is that... I want that more high up. That's going to be too cramped with all this around. And it's, yeah, nowhere near the... Okay, let's try and guess this again. 3,500, going to be too high, I guarantee it. Too high, right. 3,200. Let's have a look. It's almost 3,250. Let's try that. That's the final one that I'm doing. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And enemies are spawning up here. Okay, cool. Awesome stuff right here. Okay, right. Is that still too low? I think this is too... There we go. I think this was just too long. Alright, let's see. How's that look? Oh, so much better. This level might actually turn out to be one of my favorite. And I know people really like the verticality you get on this level, and it's really making me want to just add it to other levels. I think the blocky levels will always be my favorite to make and to play, just because of how, like, it's a lot more freeing than like a landscape tool, which is kind of limiting. I can't wait till they add some kind of like voxel landscape tool that will definitely add a bit more like possibilities. You could have like overhanging cliff faces and things like that. You can do that now. I just don't have the skill to make it look good. Or not at the moment, at least. Okay, let's not edit the height of that. Let's make this a bit higher so it's there. I do need to be mindful where the skybox is because okay, so it's around here. Oh, we've got loads of room. I also don't want it to become a maze, so I do need to be more mindful of alternate paths to get up to places. So let's put one here, and then let's put... let's turn snapping on. Let's put another one here. And then we will put one over here. Yeah, I do want to be more mindful of different routes, because a couple levels definitely fell into that category a while ago, where there was like only one way to get up and it was super specific. Whereas now it's more, there's multiple ways of getting up to places. Okay. Let's check that these actually work. I do want to start playtests. I need to learn how the Steam playtesting works, because that is definitely something that I want to do. I don't want to just kind of finish the game and like shove it out to people and then most things be broken. I feel like this bit's going to be a little bit annoying. If you're just... Oh no, if you hold W, you're fine. Okay. And this might kill me. Yeah, okay. Right. One out. Don't know. Not a clue. That's how it goes. I think in levels like this does not need to be there. Let's try putting some chest spots up here and see what happens. Let's have a look. Awesome, they spawn. That's kind of all I wanted to know, really. I'd never have to worry about them spawning on launch pads either, because launch pads naturally create this little box around themselves. They might overlap slightly, but they create a little box. I'm going to have a look really quick. I think that sound might be bound to a key. I'm sure that people can't hear it, but I'm pretty sure it is. No, I have no keybinds at all. Oh, why is it happening? I don't know. I actually have no clue. Okay, so... Oh, actually as well, if I want to see chests and stuff spawning, that's a little bit of a problem. I guess a fun thing is chests and stuff don't spawn inside walls. Or not that they don't, they can spawn inside walls, but the item will never get stuck. There was an issue with, I'll show on the castle level, which I did fix. There was an issue where opening a chest would cause the item to just go flying off, so the items will basically aim for, there's a little location, target land location, so when they spit out the item, they will aim for this location here. And obviously if this is over a ledge, it's going to shoot it right off the edge. Now what it does is it kind of checks to see if there's a ledge there first, which I'll show here, and if there is, it just plops it straight down so you can pick it up. It was the most elegant solution I could think of. Maybe a better one would be when I spawn in a chest, check if it's facing down, and if it is, just spin it around. But it doesn't really account for boss chests, which spawn during the game and things like that. Honestly though, making this game, I've learned so much that I kind of wish I could restart the whole game with everything that I've learned. But that's how games take, like a decade to come out. I'm interested in getting the game out, and if stuff works, it works, and I'll take what I learn onto the next project. If something's like completely and utterly game breaking and is like makes the game unplayable, of course I'm not going to leave it in, but for now the game functions really well. Everything works. And a lot of people are having fun with it. Obviously there's issues with the game, I'm not going to deny that. It's more of a game design issue, and the fact that it's very similar to other games and doesn't really do a lot to stand on its own 2 feet. But I never really, I'm like not making this game to prove, or to be like, oh, I'm making the next big thing. I just kind of want to make a game, you know what I mean? I'm not really asked about it being completely unique and a new game that no one's ever seen before. Of course people have seen a Survivors game in 3D before. That's like, it's not a new thing. And it's not like I'm making it to almost prove that. It's just I'm making it to make a game. Because surprisingly, I have like a lot of experience with game dev, but I actually don't have any full published games. I have like tech demos or prototypes and things like that, but no actual games. Which that always it was always annoying in a way. because I'd call myself a game dev but have no games. So this whole project is just kind of like almost proving to myself that I have what it takes. Some bullshit like that. I'm trying to get these streetlights. This is like stupidly annoying. Are these centered? Probably. Yeah, they're probably centered. But there's a lot of things going around at the moment. Like, what does it mean to be a game dev? And that's a very loaded question. And everyone's gonna have different opinions on that. Oh my, why is it? I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, everyone's gonna have different opinions on what it means to be a game dev because everyone, does it mean you have to have published a game? Not a clue, because, what if you can't afford to publish a game? And to that I say Game Jolt. Oh, that's slightly annoying. They're completely not even in line. But yeah, to that I say Game Jolt. Or itch.io or something. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a Steam game to be a game dev. Just upload it on itch or something. That sound is always going to scare the shit out of me. I don't even think you can hear that on stream because it's probably turned off, but... Okay, I'm going to have to add some kind of thing to these lights for them to fade at a distance because there's a lot more streetlights than I thought there was going to be. And I'm about to go around and find out that I placed them all wrong or something. Right. Delete you, delete you. We had one more street left, actually. I think I talked about it on previous stream, but I was interested in doing procedural levels, but it was just one of those things where it would be too random, and it would just add way too much time on top of the game already probably going to take, it's probably already going to take a while. I think there's too many streetlights now. We'll find out. That's not bad, actually. Let me add a fade onto these real quick. I can't remember what it's called. There's like max distance. Oh, I've got 2 lights per one. Brilliant. Max draw distance. Let's do 5,000 and then fade distance 3,000. Give it like a 2,000 unit fade. Let's see how that looks in game. Boom, barely noticeable. Barely noticeable. Because, I mean, these lights are barely noticeable anyway. Perfect stuff. Perfect. I've had no warnings about frame loss. Does that mean the issue is fixed? I hope. It's probably going to come back now that I've mentioned it. Streaming is annoying. There's probably a better way of setting it up. I've probably gone the most fuck about way of setting this shit up. But it's done. I had a thing on the last stream which was like a super chat thing. This channel doesn't even have super chats unlocked yet. I thought it did. I don't know why. I really thought this channel had super chats unlocked. Just did not. I don't know if you lose access to that over time because I definitely had enough watch hours and stuff for it. So if you have to keep up with that shit, my other channel is fucked. I don't ever upload to that shit anymore, and I really should, because 15k subscribers, that's pretty good. Should we have streetlights up here? That noise went off again. I have no idea. Should we have streetlights up here? Just for the memes. I wonder if I don't know. I really like this level initially when I came up with the city level in my head. It's like YK Tedzy on stream. Holy shit. When I came up with the idea for this level in my head though, it was a lot cooler than this, and then now it's kind of just evolved into big buildings and streets. I like the streetlights up here. That's a funny thing. I might even have one overhanging because why not? It seems like only TF2 music's played because there are so many TF2 songs in the playlist. I swear that this stream's going to end up with me playing a game because I just, like, I don't have the attention span to stream game dev progress. Right, I want to put another launch pad here. Maybe with 3,400? 3,400 is going to be too much. Guarantee it. Oh, it's fine. Perfect. Did you make all these assets? Most of them. I make, like, the textures I had to edit to fuck because they were too realistic. But it's just a picture of a building. I made the normal map myself as well. But the buildings were way too realistic, so I kind of had to like cartoonize them. This concrete, I guess, this was from Blitz and Pieces that I just retextured. Or I didn't even retexture. I got rid of the like pixel effect on it. This I modeled myself. This I did myself. Honestly, can't remember where the streetlights. I don't think so. I think they're from like a Tokyo asset pack or something like that. I was talking about it earlier, but it's like most things are modeled myself, or at least textured. Like if I add, like I'll show the items. If I can find it, I need to organize shit. Like if I find like the one that this was a like low poly asset, and I can't remember. I like added a couple things to it and then retextured it. I think I added like this line down the middle. I added that and then just textured it. Have you ever complete the TF2 tower defense thing you made a while ago? Maybe. My plan for the next game after this is gonna be kind of like that, but set in World War II. If that even gets past like pre-production, is that's out there, but that I am planning on hopefully doing like a similar thing. So there will be like an engineer character in it, but right now I'm not. My focus is this game right now. But the other game, I'm like Man vs. Machine meets World War II is kind of the like idea for it. I figured out, I think that sound is chat, by the way. I think it makes a sound every time a message goes in. Okay, I don't know what that was, but yeah, no, I do want to finish the TF2 tower defense thing, but it obviously won't be as TF2-y if that makes sense. Because that would be a DMCA waiting to happen. Speaking of TF2, they're bringing out a new MVM update at some point. I think it might be October when we get the Halloween update. Okay, I do want a bit round here. Almost like, I think I might want like an identical thing to this here. Yeah, okay, I like that. And then here, what's a DMCA? Is that what it is? I think it's just where they kind of say, take that shit down or we'll sue you. It's almost like it's like a warning, but anyone can make one. It doesn't mean you're like in the right if you like file a DMCA, but anyone can do one. But it's pretty much just take it down or we'll sue you. And big companies hand those out like fucking, like they're nothing. Okay. I do want like a little bit here. There will be no corner jumping in this game. Alright, let's see if this is all fine. Like I said, the knight is probably going to struggle on this level with his low speed, but I think overall... Yeah, I think characters that dash are definitely going to be good for this level. The knight is better in levels that are like flat. Because he's like slow, but he can get a lot of speed, but he can't go across gaps like this. He's quite shit in that department. Let's just put a bunch of these on here. What is this, like, trumpet music? I really need to sort this playlist out. This is awful. Okay, that's a little bit better. Turn that shit up. I need to fix the thing as well. I've got like an auto duck set up, so when I talk, the music goes lower. But it's got like I swear I got like a second delay on it. Right. I want one here as well. And you know what? We actually don't have many on the floor. I do want at least a few chests to be on the floor, but I want the majority of them to be up there. I could possibly do with a few more mechanics in the level that get you up high. That's probably a good idea to have. But I can't think of anything outside of launch pads. I had an idea for a level that would like flip upside down and shit, but just the idea of trying to program that sounds like a fucking nightmare. Okay, alright, let's press simulate, see how this looks. I think another issue this level has is these particles are useless on this level, because if you're over here, you're still going to have to run around and have a look, but I guess you can kind of see them from certain angles. Okay, this level's actually starting to come together a bit now. I've got a printer up here. I retextured these as well, by the way, because they look kind of shit before, because if I won't have the old model for them actually, but it was just a cube. Okay. Okay, I might have one more platform going off this way. I don't want to go too crazy with it. I don't want the level to be too big. Oh, I do need another launch pad here, though, actually. This passion project or for uni? This is just a game I'm making for Steam. Because I kind of want to actually have a game that's published instead of starting a project and then completely stopping it. So this is something that I'm like planning on actually publishing. There is a Steam page for it. But I don't know. I was kind of sick of. I made like that shooter game. God, that'll be like a year ago now, and I just completely give up on it. That shit's lying in dust right now. God, this needs to be. Or maybe I just actually bring this out a bit. But yeah, that game's just lying in dust at the moment. Because I did not know enough about programming or making games to make that game good. And it just got to a point where every time I added anything, the game would just break. The vampire one, yeah. And it completely got away. It like that's my issue when I make games like these. I start with something. It was a vampire game, that was like almost like a boomer shooter but with melee. And then I was like, oh well, I'll just add one gun, and then it like devolved into just ultra kill. It was just an ultra kill clone at the end of the day. And it's just like I'm trying so hard to not let this happen with this project, because I started with the idea of having weapons and then getting weapon upgrades, and then you know it kind of devolved into, well, there's no weapon upgrades, there's just items. So it kind of lost a bit of the Vampire Survivors. And I was very, very close to adding you aim to shoot kind of thing, but I gave up. I was just like, no, keep it how it was. Because that's how games end up taking like a fucking, 5 years to make. Fuck that. I'm not working on this for 5 years. I want it to be finished at some point in my lifetime. And that other game was just not going to get finished at all. So I kind of just give up on it. I'll come back to it at some point when I have better ideas for it. But I was like, fuck it. I need a simple game. So this game is literally, the game shoots for you, enemies just walk at you, everything like that. The complexity comes from the amount of items that are actually in the game, which there are 30 at the moment, I think. Actually, let me have a look. There are 35 items in the game at the moment, and they all do different things, and that's where the complexity comes from, I suppose. Rather than having, I don't know, but I'm just trying to keep the scope low on this one because I am sick to death of making a game and then like overshooting like fuck. Did I check that worked? I think this one did. God, I do feel bad for characters in this level that will not have good movement. I think every character has a dash though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Like a walking tower defense game. I also see you took inspiration from Risk of Rain. Yeah, the item system, very, very inspired. Because I was kind of like, at first you were going to be able to collect 5 items and 5 weapons. And the items you could upgrade. So the item would do like a certain stat, and then you could upgrade that. But then I was like, fuck it, just make it so you can collect like 100 of that item instead of just having to upgrade it every time you level up. And so I did that. So now, I wish I could find the screenshot, but I've got like screenshots of people who have like 300 of the area ring or something, and just it covers the entire map and shit like that. I love it. And it's a lot less restricting than just having, like a static system where every time you level up, there is levels still, but they increase your health and your damage and that's it pretty much. They don't actually do anything outside of that. Okay, but that feels cool. I need a way to get around here, so I'm going to bring this back. Do that. Or actually, I could even have this almost be like a bridge across. So this is like a big circle here. That might fuck up that launch pad there. Yeah, but like I said it earlier, but it's like I don't really care if this game is like a clone of another game at this point, because it's not. I'm not making it because it's going to be an original masterpiece game. I'm making it because I want to make a game, pretty much. You know. Oh, I already put a shit ton there. I need someone here actually. I think that might be enough platforms for now. Do more of these devlog streams, hella productive, but I'm a go for now. Try and catch you next one. I shall see you later. And yeah, I'm hopefully going to do more of these. They are fun. Even if I do fuck all while doing them. But yeah, have a good one. Alright, I think that might be it. This part you can't really reach. This is going to need some insane fucking playtesting when it comes to getting the knight to work on this level, but I'm gonna leave it for now. You know, I'm always torn between working on a single level, fully finishing it, and then working on the next, or working on multiple at a time. Because technically I'm working on multiple at a time. This one's pretty much done, the fields level. This one's pretty much done. It's as basic as it can get. It's a flat level with a couple elevations and things like that. This is the first. This was like the first level for the game, really. It went over like a million changes, but this one's probably the most played first level, and it had so many issues. Like this big thing here, completely. I don't know. People just got lost. So for this one, I was like, right, let's make it as flat as possible, and you always know where you are because you can see the portal from pretty much anywhere on the map, and things like that. Whereas the second level is introducing, so this is the initial second level, and this kind of shows off the verticality side of the game. And I kind of wanted the same theme in this level with the verticality. Right, now I just need to focus on different routes to places. Did I actually forget? I completely forgot this bit here even existed. You know what, actually, something I want to do? No backtracking. I don't want any backtracking in this level. So we're going to make this kind of loop around in a way. Do that. Have this here. That. Maybe not like that. Maybe more like that. Thing is, it looks dumb, but the fog kind of like obscures any shittiness of it, which is, you know, that's really good actually. Game objects, level objects, this. Okay, let's see. Let's have a look. See, like I said, you don't get it right first try. Holy shit! Got it right first try. Fuck yeah. Forget everything I've ever said in my entire life. Okay, let's press simulate. See, another issue is when you have too many of those chest locations, some areas just get completely left. Like, do you see what I mean? This is bullshit. They all congregate here, and then the rest of the level is like starved of chests. I might have to do like an area density thing. Where like if there's so much of an item in an area, it will say, hey, maybe put this somewhere else. Right, I like this. Let's put more streetlights though. I can't believe that noise I've been hearing the whole time though has been chat. It's kind of annoying that every time a message gets sent, chat like makes a noise. What I don't understand though is nothing was just sent. Nothing was just sent into chat, yet it made a noise. So maybe it's not chat. Maybe that was a coincidence. I don't know. I mean, I got chat up on stream. It's in the corner now, which for some reason wasn't before. Brilliant. I love streaming. Oh, it's so much fun. Okay, so we got streetlight there. I kind of want another one here. The city was another one that I really struggled to decorate because not only are there not that many assets for it, it's also like, what the fuck do you decorate like a rooftop with? I tried vents and shit, but they look completely out of place. Like, I don't know how to explain it. They just did not look right. The streetlights help. They help just to kind of make it look a little bit more alive. They don't have the dust, unfortunately, that the... If I find the lantern... These have dust around them. They look a little bit weird, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay, I think this level's is pretty much done. Let me get rid of the fog real quick. I think you can do a full loop. I think you can get to every yeah, pretty much. Let's put a launch pad here. And okay, that does not look like where it looked. Put a launch pad here. That might make you... No, it shouldn't hit that skybox. Let's find out. Yeah. That should actually let the knight get across that one. And then you can get across here. You can get there. You can get here. That kind of completes the loop, almost. I might put a little launch pad here, and then make this extend out a bit, like that. Does that look weird? No, that looks fine. So there is a launch pad here. Another thing is I don't want people to accidentally walk on launch pads, because I feel like that might be annoying. Hang on. Where did I copy that from? Or did I trick that in? I don't know. My brain is not working right now. What an hour of Unreal Engine does to your brain. I swear to God. There we go. Cool. That's more roots. And falling. So falling off this, it pretty much is as deadly as just falling off the map, falling from all the way up here. I don't think it can one-shot you. I think it does like... Okay, it it gets pretty close to one-shotting you, actually. What the fuck? Let me try that again, without taking fall damage. If I jump, does this kill me? Oh my god. That's like, what's that? 91. Well, it's 89%. It's out of 100. 89% damage. This is what this does. It's going to kill so many people. We're also getting the frame loss issue again. I can see it on my phone, which is amazing. Right, I think we will keep streaming for a little bit longer. I'm just trying to think. Oh shit! I'm just trying to think what to do. This level's done pretty much. I'll do like more decorating and shit in my own time because that's just tedious. Is not fun to watch. And until I get my second monitor, I can't do any blueprinting on stream. As for this one, I have a couple ideas for this one. My first one is a giant fucking cave with like lava waterfalls and shit. No idea how I'm going to do that. That will probably be a fucking nightmare. I don't even think I have any... I was trying to think if I have any waterfall particles, but I'll just make one. I'll like make a waterfall, but just make it red and glow. That's probably a good idea. As for the maps, the desert one, this one actually I have loads of ideas for, and I always forget about the strobe lights. There is like pyramids in the distance, and my idea was a variation of the level could take place inside one of the pyramids. So one of the variations could be inside the pyramid, another one could be fucking on top of the pyramid. I don't know, just to, like I said, these variations exist just to give the game a bit more variety. So they're all pretty much like I said, it's pretty much the same level, uses all the same assets, except it's different. So it gives you a bit of a, makes you feel like you're not playing the same 7 levels 100 times in a row. But there's no mechanical difference between the levels. The same enemies spawn, the same everything happens, except it just looks different. And it might play different as well, like the one we've just done. This one will play completely differently to this one. Because this one has like a bottomless pit and less platforming and more just, getting up places. That's kind of the goal with it. I want it to just be like a little bit different to kind of shake things up. As for the castle level, this is one where I'm not sure of what a variant could look like. Maybe like a dungeon or something that's underground instead of, it's what I'll get to it. I'll get to it. It will be done at some point, just not right now. The tutorial. I was thinking of adding a tutorial, like the first time you click play. This is the old one. Use the mouse to look around. Don't know what I was thinking when I made this tutorial, honestly. Your character will automatically attack enemies. Mine won't, because I don't have any weapons. But, yeah, don't know. A lot of this stuff was, like, the tutorial was made before anything, really. I think it was, like, one of the first things I worked on after the character was done, was the tutorial. And it's just too out of date, but I will obviously go over it. But I don't want this kind of tutorial. This is boring. Standing and reading shit, it telling you how to turn the fucking mouse, that's boring. That's boring as fuck. Most people probably know that turning the mouse makes you look around. It's not like, that's not... You don't need this. You might need this, but I don't want to display it in this way. You know what I mean? Like this just is boring, and you have to do this to get to the main game. So that's why it was that was completely removed. Because it's boring. That's the only word I can use to describe it, because it is. Okay. So yeah, I'd say this is done for now. we'll give the game a little playtest right now. And maybe there's some people in chat who have never seen the game before and are just watching me dick about in one of the levels. We're going to use my favorite character. This guy's my favorite. So yeah. Oh, we got the original level variant. Amazing. Is desktop audio not on? Does that not want to turn on? Alright, let me know if this shit's too loud. If it is too loud, I will turn it down. Audio output capture. Yep. But yeah, this is the game. This is the first level of the game. But you kill a bunch of enemies, get money, open a chest, get a really shit item. Great. Open another chest, hopefully get a good one. That's fine. What is this run? I'm trying to show off the game and I get like the worst RNG possible. Oh! It's an okay item. All the items you collect do pop up on your character, which is, you know, always fun. Let's see what I got. Oh, that's actually good. Well done. One of the best items you can get is the duplication skull. If you get that, you win. We win. I mean, not always, but it lets you shoot 2 of every projectile. Which is always really good, actually. The first boss, kind of, if you want to cheese the first boss, this is always a great item to do that with. And it used to be a rare item, but I made it common because I was like, you know, it's OP to a point. It still takes time to shoot projectiles. Getting a duplicate rare item. That sucks. I think that's it. Oh no, this is... Oh, there's shit over here. Completely just missed out. This is good. Leech knife. That's pretty good. Is the game too loud or is that fine? I think we got everything. I'm gonna just double check. Oh yeah, game has bee hopping as well. So you can keep speed. If you hold the spacebar, you just keep all your momentum. Cool. You know what? Not a bad start to a run. Let's go get the boss. And one of the complaints I got was that there are only 2 bosses in the game. And yeah, there is. There is this guy and another guy. Purely because... well, because I didn't make any more. But it was also just because it was the demo version. I don't want all the content to be in the demo version. You know, I want something for people to look forward to with the final game. Yeah, this is how you cheese this boss, by the way. See what I got? Nice. That's a really good item, actually. And then you beat the level, you go back to the portal, and next stage. We didn't even get the new level. We didn't get it. That's awful. Right. These are quite shit right now. With my build, the straight shooter might actually be quite good. Alright. Oh, at the top as well, you can see like the enemies level and things. We're a little bit ahead. I think we sped through that a lot faster than most people would. I mean, this is another reason you don't playtest your own game and assume everything's okay. Because I know how to play my game pretty well. And it's pretty dumb to assume that a new player is going to be, you know, this efficient with it. Leech Knife. This is a really good run, actually. Okay, we have no money. We are broke. Oh my god. Okay, what do we get? Oh, that's good. That's a decent item. This item, by the way, is getting turned into a cursed item instead. Or not getting turned into, but it's getting a cursed item alternative. Because, I'll show you right now, I don't think items, I don't know why this one even exists, but this item increases your damage by 25%, but decreases your max HP by 10%. And I don't know why I did that. I think it was just to balance it out, but I think I might just make it increase damage. You know what I mean? Items should not have a downside. And 10% is quite a lot. Like, you know what I mean? It's like at least a couple hits off an enemy. So it can be quite devastating sometimes. Moon Boots again, great. Moon Boots another item that I'm debating on keeping or not. They're just more annoying. It's like, oh, fucking mint Moon Boots. I take longer to hit the ground now. I think I got everything. Wow, that was quick. That was what, 2 minutes in this level? Oh, there's stuff. Oh, there's lots of stuff down here. Right. Oh shit. Projectile ones. I actually have to dodge now. Okay, let's get out of this. Let's go find the boss, which I think is over there. Cool. Okay, where's he at? Yeah, we got the stone golem this time. Oh shit! Okay, I don't know why I completely forgot how his attacks worked for a second there. Oh my god. I just realised something's giving me crit chance, but I don't have anything that does crit chance. That's definitely something to look at. Like I have no cigarettes. But something is obviously giving me crit chance. We got the desert. Oh, we got a cool. Oh, dude, and now I don't know which weapon to pick. Do I want the quad launcher or the sword? I'm gonna go with this. You can't go wrong with missiles. Look at that. Missiles and splash damage. Pretty cool. Getting a lot of lag on stream. I don't know why that's happening. It's not lagging at all on my side. It's probably some fuckery with my stream settings. But yeah, I'll do this little playtest, but yeah, I don't like doing insanely long streams because I personally just get really restless. I'll probably get used to it. Like, this is a lot longer than the previous stream. But I just get really restless. I can't sit for that long. We've almost got all the items. But do you know what I mean with this stage? It's not very unique compared to like the previous. It's just like a lot of flat open desert. So it's definitely something that I'll take a look at. Another thing with this game, you just tend to get insanely overpowered, and the enemies just are no match. Like, I could probably idle right now. Oh shit. Not with projectile enemies, I can't. Fucking heard me. It heard me and it was like, send the fucking projectile goons in. Right. Moon boots, what the fuck? I don't need 3 moon boots, thank you. I think most bosses you can genuinely just cheese by just going around in circles. Like, the game, something I do need to focus on is difficulty. The game is just not hard in any way. It's insanely easy. And I don't want to just buff enemies by giving them more health or shit. I just need more unique movement. Because them just walking in a straight line towards you, insanely predictable. Alright, I think we're at a point where a lot of enemies are going to start spawning. But yeah, I just don't think the difficulty rises enough. Like, I'm level 12, and the enemies are level 9, and I have items on top of that. The enemies don't have items. So I think I might make them out-level you, but it kind of balances out with items. Because I'm dealing a lot of damage. Although they're dealing a lot of damage. How much are they dealing per hit? 72? Ouch. That was an elite, to be fair. I'm going to disable all screen messages just so that's out the way. That's annoying. Oh god, don't kill me, please. I want that item. Oh my god. Okay. I was only joking when I said the game was hard. Please. Please. Okay. So many leech knives. I think, even if I do take damage, I'm just going to restore that shit. Like, look at that. Look how much I restore health. Healing's one of those things that I wanted to be kind of rare. You used to be able to just regenerate health all the time. But now it's 5 seconds after you take damage, you'll start regenerating health. But until then, you just kind of have to dodge enemies and try not to get hit. Can I get up here? Oh yeah, look at that. Moon boots for the win. Moon boots actually did something helpful for once, instead of being the worst item in the game. Oh, is that a fucking skull printer? Yeah, hang on. Let me just trade all my items in for skulls. And also try not to die at the same time. Oh yeah, look how many more I'm gonna launch now. Fuck yeah. But most stuff you can toggle on and off. Like, oh hang on. I think the printers are broken again. Oh, did you see that? That was a gold enemy. Right, where am I going? Up here. I think I missed a chest over there. I missed 2. I will go and get them. Yeah, the moon boots kind of make your B-hops like a lot slower. Pirate coin? Give me a legendary. Go on. Nah. Oh, more moon boots. Amazing. Beautiful. Exactly what I needed was more moon boots. That's just excessive. I'm definitely going to reduce the amount of jump height you get purely because it's annoying as fuck. Not because it's unbalanced, just because it's annoying. A little bit of jump height's great, but when you get 4 moon boots and you jump higher than a tree, you know, that should be saying something. Alright, let's kill this guy insanely quickly. Go on. Go, my missiles. Look at them all. Oh god. Okay, come on. Come on, buddy. Okay, beautiful. Ow. Alright, what do we get? A lighter. Brilliant. That did not look like a lighter for some reason at first. Oh god! Almost ended the entire run right there. I think what I might do with the moon boots is lower the jump height you get, but make them give you some kind of like fall resistance or something. because fall damage can be pretty brutal. Although if you get some Viking helmets, you can reduce the amount, but still, it's not nearly enough. Oh, hello. Oh, should I get more moon boots? Fuck no, that was an awful selection of items. Cheeseburger or the kick me note. And then this is the new level that I worked on last stream. This level also has just a lot going on, but it's the thing you need to watch out for is the missiles that will be shot at you. You can see them red bubbles. That's mainly it, and also just being pushed off the ledge. When thinking of enemies to be on this stage, I 100% want one that will have a shit ton of knockback. I think that could just be quite fun. Oh my god. Are you serious? What the fuck? Yeah, we're at the point where bosses just spawn. Brilliant. I'm not strong enough to be at this level yet. This is amazing. Oh god, he hurts. He hurts. Come on, die. Why do you have so much health? Oh, yes! Yes, no! Oh. Well, we died. Well, that was a good run. That's how most of them go. You get distracted by something and then just completely throw the run. Amazing. But you can see all the stats here as well. That's another thing that I've added. But brilliant. That was a nice little showcase of the game. But there's, like I said, there's a lot of characters and stuff to mess around with. I'll quickly just show this one. Another one of my personal favorites. Hoverboard dude. Has a hoverboard. Controls a little bit differently. It's almost like tank controls. But yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to get this level finished on stream, and then I just thought I'd show off a bit of the game. But yeah. Thanks for anyone who's stuck around. It was very fun. I'm going to definitely keep streaming. I do enjoy it. This one was almost 2 hours. And then I think another 10 minutes or something because there was that failed stream beforehand. But yeah,